We are back for round 2 of sister thrifting. And today we are at the Goodwill outlet. So I have been legitimately scared to come to this place by myself in a new town. It's a thrifter's dream, maybe? It's a different experience, let me just tell you. We've been to the one close to our parents' house and it is something. So let me just show you the craziness that the Goodwill outlet is.
So as you can tell, everything is just in these bins, and you pretty much just dig through and see if you can find any treasures. And then everything is paid for by the weight, and there's different categories. So like homewares are a different per pound cost than clothing. You really never know what you're going to get in here. The things that are in here are things that have not sold from Goodwills after a certain number of days. And that might mean because they were marked a little bit too high or they just were bad items. So you never really know. You might find some of the really expensive things that Goodwill marked up and no one wanted to spend that much, and then you get it for super cheap. Or you find some really undesirable things in these bins. So some people wear gloves. I probably should have. Just reaching in the clothing, you just never really know. So they bring out new bins, and here you can see everyone like running to the new ones, and that's where all the good stuff is. So you want to be ready to just fill your cart with stuff and then look through it later. I think some of the items are also ones that were deemed unworthy of being in the retail stores from the donations, and so they end up here and they might just need a little bit of a repair, or they could be, used as like a thrift flip. And I actually grabbed a few items which I plan to do this with. So stay tuned to see what those are. So when I've been to other Goodwill outlets, the bins are much more shallow. These were so deep and it was so hard to dig inside these. Both the clothing and the books were like this. I did find this old medical textbook, which I thought was pretty interesting, as my husband and I are both in the medical field, but I left it behind just because we have so many of our own textbooks. And then I also found this one, which is like a guide to mothering. And I think it was from like the 1930s. I should have made a little note of it because it was just so different skimming through here, just the different disciplines that are just not as popular today. And it just makes me think about how the things that we do today, like, are these fads or are these going to last? I know a lot of people decorate with old books, and I do love the look of decorating with old books, but I also like them to be ones that I might actually grab and pick up every once in a while, and neither of these were ones that I think I would like skim through.
So we are back, and let me tell you, this was a good haul. I am so excited to show you guys these things and show you how much the total was, because it's pretty good. If you have never been to the Goodwill bins, this might inspire you, or those videos of the Goodwill bins might terrify you. Let me know down below, because yeah, it's a different experience. It has been a few weeks. I did want to mention that I've had a wonderful week with family, traveling, and my husband graduated medical school, so we have been off and just relaxing and doing everything that we want to do before residency starts for the next 4 years. So let me show you what I came home with. All right, so I found this wreath, and this wreath is like part real and part fake. I think that's like, what's that, eucalyptus? I really don't know, actually. And then some of it is fake. I was excited to find this because the one on our front door, not that I was like specifically looking for it to replace it, but our door is brown, and the one I have is like wood, like sticks, that's brown. And so you can't even see it from the street. It just looks like the flowers, and the G on it is black. So it just all blends in. So I'm gonna do something with this, a little like thrift flip, and I'm also gonna show you another thrift flip Let me just show you how tacky this thing is. Like, ooh, this, yeah, I don't know. Maybe someone loves this. I shouldn't say that it's tacky. But, so the front, but then look at the back. That's why I got this, because it looks like a tray and it is super heavy. So my plan for this one is to paint it, add some handles on the side, which I have leftovers from our kitchen remodel. And there we go, we have a wood tray that's nice and sturdy and avoids this beautiful thing going to the trash, which I think is another win. The next larger item I got that's also going to be a thrift flip. Wow, I have three thrift flips in this. Wow, that's a lot on my to-do list. But I got these canvases and they're just blank plain canvases, like a pretty darn good size. They're all the same size. And I thought that would be really fun to do either with kids art. So like, you know, go wild, have fun, create whatever you want and not keep it for too long. Or I've seen a lot of artwork recently in stores that's just like super simple, like plaster and like some texture under there. And so I feel like I could do that. I don't know. I think this is all going to be a upcoming video of some thrift flips, so stay tuned for that one. I saw the handle and was like, oh, I hope that's what it is. And then I pulled it out and it was. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but I really like the color and I'm obviously gonna clean this like really, really well and then like condition it so nothing like seeps in and everything. But perfect little cutting board. You know, if you've seen these in stores recently, they are super expensive. So I'm excited to put this one onto my counter with my other cutting boards. This one I definitely like better than the other ones, so I'm gonna keep looking for more with the handle, this shape. Also for the kitchen, I found these spoons. This one is like ridiculously small, but if you have toddlers, then it's perfect for them. And then this one, I just like the color of these. Most of my spoons are like bamboo colored, and I would just like some that are like more of a darker color wood, more antique. So I'll obviously clean these really well. I also found this little like, probably like a spice jar, maybe? I don't know, it has like an actual seal on there. But I plan to put something for my sewing supplies in there, it's my plan. Some sort of like buttons or something like that, because I want to organize all of my sewing supplies and craft supplies. It's getting like a little out of control. So I found these floral wires. Sometimes it just cracks me up how you think that you're gonna have to buy something and then if you thrift long enough, you just find exactly what you need. So these were probably like maybe like 10 cents because of how tiny and like in weight they are. You can always use these. Speaking of florals, I also got this bunch of flowers. They look very fall to me, so I probably am gonna save these for fall season. I just really liked the colors and they don't look too like plasticky or fake, like they look pretty good. And I thought those would be really nice. So I was excited to find those. Then I found this wire basket. I really like this. I'm probably gonna put it on our kitchen table. I love having things on the table, but then I also have a toddler who, like, I don't want anything to get knocked over, and I like things to be really low on the table so it's not like blocking like view or anything across the table. And so I think this one was a win. It's kind of farmhousey and it's very heavy. When I first saw this, I actually thought it was a lampshade, like, you know, like that. Does that look like a lampshade to anyone? Thought so, maybe. Speaking of lampshades, I found this lampshade. I plan to use this in my son's nursery. I have a lamp in there that has just like a very, like, it just looks like a more dated lampshade. So I want to replace it with this one and this one. They had like so many of this lampshade. It must have been like a new item that they just like got rid of, and you know, these were all gonna end up in the landfill. And if you bought this new, this would be like definitely $15. I know, because I just bought that one new, unfortunately. This one was probably like 50 cents, maybe? Maybe? I don't know. It's all by weight, so who knows. And I found this basket. This was like right as I was leaving it. It's a little bit broken on the side, but you just tuck that in, no one's gonna know. And so obviously so many uses for this one, probably going to be toys because that's what we need to store more of in our house. I really scored with florals, I guess, because I also found these. They are, I don't know if you can see them that well, but they are pussy willows, and they're kind of like, they're not plastic. Like this part is wire and then it's wrapped in paper and then it has like the fuzz. So it's more like realistic, I'd say. There was only 3 of them, but I think it wouldn't look too bad. Like, it wouldn't look too lonely. All right, I realized he was being super loud. So Benjamin is down for a nap now, and I have just like a few more things to show y'all. I got these, which they counted as a book. It's just like construction paper, but it's like brand new. And then also the Magic Tree House. I want to start reading chapter books to him, and so I thought this would be a good one to try. We already tried it, and he actually really liked it. So I got 4 pieces of clothing, but one I sent with my sister, and she like took a plane and is gone. And the other one was just like a long sleeve Florida Gators t-shirt. My husband and I met at the University of Florida, and so I always look for like Gator gear just because it's so expensive new. And chances are, if something's blue, you should pull it out because it's probably Gators if you're around here. And then for myself, I got this like button-down chambray, I think is what it's called. It's super wrinkly right now. I just like had it crumpled up in there. But this would be really good for over the summer. It's just like really light and stuff when I don't want to like just wear it like sleeveless. And then the other thing I got, this is so ridiculous. I am ridiculous. I just could not let this one go to the dump, and so I got this little dress. I do not have girls and I'm not pregnant, but I have a lot of friends who have little girls, so I'm probably gonna gift this to one of them, and I'm not gonna hold on to this. I was tempted to be like, I'll hold on to that, but who knows if I will ever have a girl. But I thought this one was just super, super sweet, and you know, I mean, this was probably like 50 cents. So the moment you have all been waiting for, the total of today's trip was $13.30. Pretty good, I think, for all of that like greenery, the basket, lampshade, cutting board, spoons, all this stuff, the clothing, flips that I'm gonna do. We'll see how those go. And the bowl, so like so much stuff. It makes it hard to go to a normal thrift store because then you think everything at a normal thrift store is super expensive compared to this stuff. So I will definitely be going back to the Goodwill bins now that I have braved it. All right, so I am gonna go join my toddler who is at the kitchen table right now doing some art after he woke up and figure out what I'm gonna do with these. Stay tuned to see how these turn out. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, friends.